Welcome into another video where I'm going through and testing all the weapons inside of Black Ops 6 to see how viable they are for all of you to be running inside of the Zombies game mode. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I truly appreciate you stopping by. Consider smashing that subscribe button, turning on the bell notifications, as you're not going to want to miss out any future uploads from myself. Now down below in the description, you can find two awesome things. Number one being the link to my streams over on Twitch. I'd love to see you guys pop on by. And just so you know, I am also recently started streaming right here on the YouTube channel. So hope to see a bunch of you pop into either one of those streams. As well, in the description, you can find the link for the amazing Zhorde community Discord that is built upon players helping out other players. In today's video, we're going through and checking out an SMG that I believe was introduced to us in Season 3, the Ladra. These are the recent changes they made for Season 4 Reloaded, and that's why we're diving in to check it out today. It also, if you purchased Black Cell, has an insane inspect with heavy Mob of the Dead vibes, and I think this inspect is super cool. Definitely think it looks really awesome. So today we're going to be looking at this weapon from each and every damage range. So we're going to start at gray rarity, we're going to go all the way through to maximum damage output and see how well it performs against elites when you have absolutely everything max damage on this weapon. So without further ado, let's dive into the SMG Ladra review video today. Welcome into today's video. Thank you so very much for tuning in. I genuinely appreciate the support. You're looking at the Ladra with the Black Cell blueprint on there that gives us this Mob of the Dead vibes weapon inspect that I think is just above and beyond over the top and awesome. So we've got the multiplayer dark matter camo on there, and I think that combination just looks absolutely amazing. Now here's something we did not see in Shattered Veil, was the pool table Easter egg or on the tomb. I'm wondering, and let me know down in the comment section, if you think we are going to see a pool table Easter egg return on Reckoning. I believe that we're going to get one. I really do. We've got an indoor facility. There's definitely going to be, I think, an opportunity to put that on the map. So let's go ahead and take this now up to green rarity and see what the damage is. 136 at green rarity. Now off the rip, you're looking at 91. So here we are, green rarity. Let's get our Pack-a-Punch Doppelgas. And one mag is just about halfway done him. Let's go ahead and reload, get that second one in there, and done. Okay, so that was definitely not a problem at all. To take out that Doppelgas at just green rarity. Definitely awesome to see. And now we have Pack-a-Punch open, which is definitely awesome. Let's go ahead and pop the crystal in there, get the Pack-a-Punch machine to appear, and take out our final zombie here. There we go, 136 at green rarity. All right, let's take it to Pack 1 green, which gives you now 88 in your mag and 480 in reserve, and takes your damage up to 321 on a crit shot, which is definitely some good damage for sure. You know, early on this map, being able to get to Pack and green is a pretty, you know, not too challenging upgrade to get to early on, and then you can see the carnage that you can create with this SMG just early on in your zombies matches on Citadelle. This is just going to be incredible early on. You can see, like, we just shredded everything on round 9, just kind of hanging out right there. All right, so we're going to bump this to blue rarity now, Pack 1. And I'm really kind of intrigued to see what kind of damage numbers we're looking at. Here's our Doppel, around 14. And wow, easy claps. Holy crap. That was like 37 bullets. And the Doppelgas was gone around 14. Awesome. All right, so we are blue Pack 1. Let's see what kind of damage numbers we're going to be looking at. I want to kind of group up the zombies, get them in a group. Let's see. We got damage. 428. Not sure if that was consistent crit damage. Let's try and get the damage numbers from like one zombie to pop so we can see exactly what we're looking at here. All right, so 428 at blue Pack 1 is what you're looking at for consistent crit damage with the Ladra. That's definitely some good damage. Especially with the fire rate of this SMG. Yeah, you're going to be able to create a ton of carnage with this at blue Pack 1. All right, let's take it up to Epic now. We're at Epic Pack 1. That pushes us up to 642 on a crit shot, which is good damage, really good damage. All right, so we got our first amalgam here on round 16. Let's see how The Ladra handles are amalgam. Oh yeah, you can see his health bar just shred. Especially when you're able to get those crit shots in. Alright, we gotta move. We gotta stick a move. Stick a move. There's a lot of zombies. Come on, amalgam. Let's take you out. This is one thing. The low ammo, you're gonna notice in your matches running the Ladra. I will say I noticed that it seems to be improved from when this weapon first was introduced to the game. I was definitely struggling when this first came in to keep ammo in the Ladra, constantly having to visit the ammo caches to make sure it was staying full. In this match today, however, I will let you all know that yes, that was a common theme to go and pick up some ammo, but it definitely wasn't nearly as bad, and it certainly didn't hamper my ability to go ahead and obtain perks, to obtain Pack-a-Punch levels at all. So that is definitely good news, but it's definitely something you're going to notice. You are definitely going to have to go pick up some ammo during rounds while using this, but I mean the fire rate and the damage is absolutely remarkable. We're only at Epic Pack 1. So you can see, like, this is just going to get even stronger as we continue to upgrade this weapon. All right, now I'm curious to see what Pack 2 Epic is gonna give us as far as damage goes. We're currently at 642. Okay, so let's now take it to Pack 2 Epic and see what that jumps up to. Doppelgas is there, 1284, I believe, is what we're looking at around 17 Doppelgas. 1284 is what we're looking at on a crit shot at Pack 2 Epic on the Ladra, which is definitely some good damage. Now, I found myself when I was playing this run today kind of using the Ladra to go through a horde instead of just kind of picking off zombies, you know, haphazardly as they, you know, spawn in. I was finding a better use of this just by kind of grouping them up and then using that insane fire rate to just mow through a horde. It also really helped me maintain a little bit more ammo in the Ladra during this run, so that's definitely something you guys might want to try. Group up some zombies and then lay into them with the Ladra, and that should definitely help you maintain a little bit more ammo. That's for sure. Definitely happy to see some of those gobblegums pop up on screen. Holy smokes, that was awesome. We got a raindrops there, which is great for the point strat. Here's our round 21 Doppelgas, which we had like no problems with whatsoever. But again, here we are. We're going to group up the zombies as much as I can. Try and get them in a nice group, and then we're just going to turn and burn. And you can see, like, this is where I feel like the Ladra really excels, is when you're able to get them in a group and just kind of turn and shred through them in a tight group. Like, you can just mow through them. Like, just look at the damage we're doing. Unbelievable carnage with this. And of course, being an SMG, you've got awesome movement. You're not going to be a slug running around with this, which is definitely a plus as you climb up the rounds inside of Black Ops 6. And the zombies and enemies come at you even faster and faster and faster until you get those super sprinters. So having something that's going to allow you to move around really, really quickly is definitely an advantage inside of Black Ops 6 zombies. Pick up all that gorgeous loot so that we can go ahead and take this to Legendary eventually. Let's see if we can finish off round 21 here. The fire rate is just absolutely insane. You can see, like, you can just dish out the damage to the zombies. If they're coming in you in a group nice and tight, you can definitely take them out. Holy smokes. I was definitely enjoying this. I was expecting this run to be a little bit painful, I guess you could say, with the lack of ammo, but not an issue. I was really happy about that. Pack 3, Legendary. And man, I just can't get enough of this inspect. Those Mob of the Dead vibes from this weapon inspect are heavy, and I think it's really cool. I definitely like, you know, over-the-top weapon inspects. I think they tend to lend themselves better to the zombies game mode. So that pushes up to 2,568 on a crit shot. But back to what I was talking about, the weapon inspects. I definitely feel like over-the-top weapon inspects and things like that take up a lot of your screen are best viewed in the zombies mode. Like, I would not want to be inspecting my weapon with this Mob of the Dead vibes, you know, playing Warzone or multiplayer when I need to be shooting somebody really quickly, or, you know, on the lookout for other players and stuff like that. I feel like that's where some of the weapon inspects are just kind of going to be completely underutilized, because, you know, who's going to be doing that inside a Warzone or multiplayer? Not too many people, if I'm being honest. So I feel like the weapon inspects are awesome, and something that as a zombies player, we really kind of get to appreciate a little bit more, I think, than, you know, some of the multiplayers and some of the Warzone players in those modes. As, you know, you're not spending as much time inspecting your weapons in those modes, and in zombies, we have the time to go ahead and do that between rounds. If someone's running a zombie, we can go ahead and check that out. So I definitely feel like, you know, that's a plus for us zombie players. Let me know if you feel the same down below in the comment section. Taking on round 23 here. Grab that beautiful max ammo. But you can see I'm just constantly running back and forth, getting the zombies to come at me in a line so that I can take advantage of the insane fire rate and damage of this SMG Ladra. Like, it is just crazy. Look at that. No problems whatsoever. None. Now, we still have legendary to go ahead and put on the Ladra, which we're going to do next. And then we'll see what kind of damage we're looking at and how that handles at max damage output without any of the extra perks. So let's take this to legendary now, and we're going to hold off on grabbing Deadshot Daiquiri, double tap, and death perception, and we're going to kind of just see what this weapon can do, with just the 5 basic perks for Black Ops 6. Let's see. What is our damage numbers? 3,000? 3,424 is what I'm seeing. Let's see if that's going to be a consistent crit shot at max damage. Yep, 3,424. Legendary Pack 3 is going to be your consistent damage output on the SMG, the Ladra. And that is definitely some good numbers with the fire rate. You're not needing to see insane levels of damage, because this can dish out just so much carnage so quickly with that fire rate. So that damage number is definitely awesome for an SMG, and one that fires as quick as this for sure. I mean, just look at that. That is absolutely incredible. 512, 395 on armored, 3,424 on a crit shot. Legendary Pack 3. Absolutely amazing. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get a Perkaholic. Let's grab all the perks inside of Black Ops 6. That's going to bump up our fire rate. That's going to bump up our crit damage. And let's see what kind of numbers we're looking at. There's our Doppelgast. We got an Amalgam. The party has started. We've pushed up the rounds too. We're now on round 34. Pop our stock option and check this out. With stock option, this is craziness. If you have, like me, a bazillion stock options saved up, definitely recommend running them. Holy smokes, we just got Nebula right there on the Ladra, which is absolutely amazing. That was one of my secondary goals of this run, was to get the Ladra to Nebula and see what kind of damage numbers we're looking at. And this is incredible. I do have Deadwire ammo mod equipped as well, so we are like maxed out. The most damage I possibly can do inside of Black Ops 6. We got a Perkaholic, a legendary, Pack 3, and we're running an ammo mod. Decoy out, what are we looking at? 3,954 on a crit shot with Deadshot Daiquiri, and you can hear that fire rate increase now that we have double tap. It is insanity. If you were to run stock option or like free fire, this is going to feel like a super lightweight death machine in your hands with just how much damage and carnage you can create. Absolutely insane. But I will mention, you know, being honest with you all, the downsides of this is going to be ammo. You are definitely going to need to go and visit the ammo caches during your runs to go ahead and maintain your ammo count, as you saw me do a few times during today's video. So just keep that up, and you should be good to go. I mean, this is just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Now, I have an interesting thought that I've kind of noticed since Outbreak was introduced into Cold War. MWZ was introduced as another open world zombies, and seeing how Cold War was received and how Black Ops 6 has been received as a whole, I definitely have an interesting opinion on where I feel the future of Call of Duty Zombies is going to go in order for it to continue to be a mainstay inside of the Call of Duty franchise. And I'm going to talk about that in an upcoming video, so make sure you are subscribed with those bell notifications turned on, as you're not going to want to miss out that video discussion. I think it's going to be a very interesting topic for all zombie players indeed. But that's it. I mean, max damage, round 34, you can see how well we handled absolutely all of that without a problem. So now it's time to push on and get the heck out of Dodge. We have completed both goals for today's video. We unlocked Nebula on the Ladra SMG. We showed you each and every damage output along the way up to maximum damage inside of Black Ops 6 Zombies, including a Perkaholic, so that you have a really good feel on whether or not this weapon is something that's going to fit your playstyle for Black Ops 6 Zombies. Here's our round 36 exfil amalgam that we absolutely just ventilated using the Ladra. Truly awesome damage output on this. And unfortunately, I did lose quick revive at this exfil, but thank goodness we picked up that mutant injector early on, as I was able to save myself from taking one of those horrible downs and successfully exfil. And there it is, Dying Wish activates right there before I was able to get into my Mangler suit. So couple seconds off and I would have been able to keep quick revive. Definitely overall, I think you are going to enjoy running the Ladra inside of your games. Just be sure to keep an eye on your ammo and you should be fine. It's not going to be as horrible as it was when this was introduced to Black Ops 6. So let me know if you've run this recently in your games, what you think about the Ladra, and overall, if you feel like, you know, it's something that you can run inside of your games and climb up the rounds through. I definitely feel like it is something that you can use on an Easter egg run. Definitely not a problem. I'm not sure about going up through the rounds with that ammo, but I think if you're going to exfil in the 30s or the 40s, this is definitely a weapon for you. So thank you everybody for tuning in today. I genuinely do appreciate that. As I said earlier, if you're not subscribed, make sure you consider doing that now. This is the build that I ran for today. If you want to make any changes to the build so we all have one awesome build to run on the Ladra, let's all work together as a community down in the comment section to make that happen. So thank you all so much for tuning in today, and we'll catch you all in the next one.